Hi everyone, welcome to Beauty First and 10. If you're new here, hi, my name is Debbie and I'm excited to have you on my channel. I am into all things makeup, beauty, and fashion. I post every Saturday and Sunday on those topics, and then I also really like NFL football, and so I post on that on Thursdays and Fridays. So I hope you hit subscribe and become part of the Beauty First and 10 family. And today we're going to go through the best products that I tried in 2024 that I would recommend for you. And all of these products, as always, are going to be cruelty-free, and I will list all of them in the description box down below by number. And then I will also list in the links up here, I'll list any times that I have talked about these products in a previous video or a related video, so you can check those out as well. So let's dive in, and we'll start off with some skincare. So I have 3 skincare faves that I would like to rave about today. So the first one is this one by Summer Fridays, and this is their Jet Lag Overnight Eye Serum, and this has been great. It is hydrating. It does have a retinol in it, but it's very gentle, and I just think that this has made the world of difference to my under eye circles. So I highly recommend checking this one out. And then the other one, if you struggle with dark spots at all, then definitely pick up this toner. So this is by Pharmacy, and this is the Brighten Up 3% TXA toner. This has tranexamic and azelaic acid in it, and this really visibly reduced dark spots that I have. I have some kind of on my outer cheeks and my forehead, and this has really decreased the amount that you can see those, and I don't feel kind of self-conscious about them anymore. So definitely check this out. And then if rosacea is your issue, I have all of these, then definitely check out this one. So this is Soolantra. This is a prescription product that I got from my dermatologist. And I had tried a number of products for my dermatologist for kind of rosacea or redness around my kind of cheeks, in between my eyebrows and my chin. And none of them had really worked like this one did. So definitely talk to your doctor about this one. And this was not expensive. It was covered by insurance, but this has made a world of difference in my redness. So definitely check that out. Okay, so we're gonna start out today and we're gonna actually put on these makeup products as we're talking about them so you can get an appreciation of them. And so we'll start out with what I would probably do first, which is concealer. So I have 2 products. One is by Cali Ray, and this is the Hideaway Brightening Under Eye Color Corrector. And I have this one in the shade Dawn, and this is great underneath eyes. And I found these 2 products worked really well together. So this is by Cruelty, and this is their Main Match Concealer. And I have this one in Misty Maple. So I find that when I put these on, they just work really well together. So we're gonna just put kind of a dab here and here. And then we're just gonna kind of blend that out and let that set for a second while we talk about another product, and then we'll put the concealer on over top of that. But this just really kind of brightens, and both these products I tend to see good hydration with. I don't see them settling into fine lines or creasing throughout the day. So they're really good products, and I definitely recommend these. Take a look at that. Okay, so that looks good. And then the Cruelty one, I just kind of put directly on top of that. So when I'm doing concealer, I usually am trying to hit this little bag that you can kind of see that you don't normally see in my videos. But this one I got in this shade because I can also use this on other parts of my face. So if I want to use it on my chin or my cheeks, it still works well there. And we'll just put a little of this here. And then I have a little bit of redness on this side of my face. And then we'll also put some on my chin and then just above my lip. I also find that with concealers, if you let the concealer kind of set for like a minute or 2 and then you blend it in or blot it in, it tends to hold coverage a little bit better. So just a little tip to help you out. And then for foundation today, this was a really hard category. I try a ton of foundations. I think it's probably my most purchased category. And I had a lot of great ones this year. I had a couple bad ones, but I also had some really good ones. And I really struggled, but I ultimately went with Face Bond. So this is by Urban Decay, and this is their waterproof foundation, and I have this in the shade 9. So I did a video where I tested the most long-wear foundation of all of my foundations, and this was pretty much the clear winner. So I'll put that video up here, but you can check it out. I tested probably 30 or 40 foundations outside in the summer, and this was the best one as far as wear time, still looking good at the end of the day. It is waterproof, and it's also what they consider self-setting, which means that you don't need to put a powder on it. We're going to do that today because that's one of the other categories I'm going to talk about. But if you're looking for a bulletproof foundation that you can put on that will still look good at the end of the day, then definitely check this one out. so I went ahead and I blended in that concealer, and now we're gonna go ahead and apply this foundation. I'm gonna kind of shake this up, but really I just find that when I really need my foundation to look good and to last all day, this is the one that I've been going for. So we're just gonna put a little bit on my hand here, and then we're gonna blot that in. And this really helps to distribute it evenly onto your face and get kind of nice even coverage. So you can see I've got a nice amount on there. And then we're just gonna apply this on here. And this, all the products I'm gonna talk about today as well are also good for your skin. So I am very sensitive, as we mentioned, with rosacea. And so if products have a lot of fragrance or if they have alcohol or anything like that, I just don't buy them. They react very poorly to my skin, and I wind up having problems and having to go see my dermatologist, who is not cheap, a little bit more often. So I really test a lot of these products by looking at the ingredients first to decide if I want to even put them on my face. If there's a lot of fragrance and I know I'm going to react, that really kind of defeats the purpose of makeup if I know in 3 days I'm going to have redness and a flare up. So just kind of keep that in mind. What you put on your face, you think that these companies are, giving you cosmetics and they would for sure be good. That is not the case, sadly. There's a lot of products that I look at and I'm like, oh no, that would be horrible. So if you're ever interested, you can check out a website that's called Beautypedia, and it's the Beauty Ingredient Checker. I'll list that in the description box down below. And you basically paste in the ingredients of your product and it will tell you if it's like a good product or if you should stay away from it, if it has harmful chemicals in it. That will really affect your skin. And so if you're somebody who didn't struggle with rosacea or irritation, it could actually be the products that you're using now that have caused that. I'm just gonna blend this in. So this is a stippling brush. So I use this after I've put my foundation on, depending on the foundation, to really just kind of push it into the skin and really get a nice even coverage. But you can see it is medium coverage, but it's very buildable. Not every foundation is actually buildable, but this one really is. Take a look at that there. Yeah, that looks great. And then I'm going to do a little sidebar where that kind of dries. And I'm going to give a shout out to this nail company. So this is Color FX by Impress. These nails are amazing. First of all, they're no glue. It says right on there, no glue mani. And you take these nails out, that's what I have on today, and it's got a little adhesive backing. You pull the backing off and you just push it to your nail and you just kind of hold for 5 or 10 seconds and that will hold. I've had these go anywhere from 14 to 20 days, and usually then it's like one pops off and I just take a little glue and then I actually glue it back in place. But these are really worth a check out. I have been so impressed, and it's so nice not to use glue, which, I always get on myself and my hands and sticks to my skin. No glue mani. This is amazing. This is like probably the most life-changing product that I have tried this year. I love to wear kind of these fake nails. And the other thing you'll see here, and you'll see it on my nails here, is that they are short. So they're usually either square or what they call squoval, and they are not long. Sometimes you buy those nails and they're like so long and then you have to like cut them down. If you have contacts, you know what I'm talking about. And these are nice and short when they come. So I find I actually have to clip my nails in order to get these on. Okay, so next we're going to move into powder, and I have 2 in this category. So we'll put one on one side and one on the other. And the first one I'm going to talk about is this one by Natasha Denona, and this is their High Glam Powder Foundation. I don't use this as foundation. I use this over top of kind of some lighter coverage foundations to just kind of give a little bit of build and perfect the skin. We'll put this on one side of my face here, but it just adds a little bit of color because I got a shade that was just a little bit darker for me. And it just really just gives a little bit of extra coverage. And I really like this. This has been a surprising product. Rarely do I buy a product and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use it totally different than the way people said to. But I found as a actual powder foundation, it was very, very light coverage and I wasn't happy with it. I had other products that I liked a lot better. And I was like, well, I have this, so I got to find something else to do with it. But this has been a secret gem. This goes with me everywhere. Every time I go on a travel or anything, this comes with because it will make any foundation look instantly better. And then the other one in the loose powder category is this one by Huda Beauty. And this is their Easy Bake Setting Powder. And I have this one in Peach Pie. Peach pie is where it's at. I wouldn't even bother with the other colors, honestly. I tried some of the others and they were okay, but like this one was just so great. So I just kind of shake some out into my hand here, and then we're just gonna blend this around with our puffer brush here. And we'll put this on the other side of the face. Hopefully you can see that. I'll kind of come in a little bit closer. But this one is great. And I also use this one frequently with my little Beauty Blender puff. So I'll take sometimes what's left over and I'll just kind of press this in, and it really gives just a nice airbrush setting. If you were looking for just one loose powder to get, this one is absolutely amazing. I would repurchase this over and over again when it runs out. Luckily, it is not that expensive and it does last a long time. Now, the Natasha Denona is a more expensive product, but I really enjoy that, and these two come with me everywhere. All right, we will move on to contour product. And I have one that is actually a bargain for once. So this is by Essence, and this is their Contouring Duo palette. I don't really use the lighter side. I really just use the darker side. But this product, it is just so rare to find a cool tone brown that is not in a stick foundation type thing. So we're gonna use my little complexion brush here. And we're just gonna apply a little bit right here. And not going for super dramatic because we're going to talk about bronzer next, but just putting a little bit kind of underneath that cheekbone there. It just gives a little bit of definition. So hopefully you can see that. This great product, and it's like $3. It is the best bargain in this video besides the nails. All right, for bronzer though, I really like this Kosas one. This is the Sun Show, and I have the shade Beachy. This was great. I used this all summer long. This just gave a nice healthy flush. I actually just came back from vacation and I had put this on when we were headed back to the airport, and my husband was like, "Oh, you got a little bit of color." And I was like, "No, this is just my bronzer." So it's convincing, clearly. It was definitely up close enough to know that that was not what I was doing. So we're just gonna use a little swirl brush here, and we're gonna apply this just kind of where the sun would naturally kind of hit. And it just gives a nice little bronzed up color. This is a baked bronzer, and I find those generally will work a little bit better than, you know, just something that's especially like a loose powder. I just think that would be really messy. Okay, so we're gonna just throw a little bit more on there. I did come back from a tropical vacation, so I want to look like I actually participated in that, but I had sunscreen on the whole time, so it does not appear that I did. All right, we're gonna move into blush. This is a tough category for me. I have so many blushes. I really think I have a blush addiction. I really struggle to come up with one cream and one powder blush. I went with the Buxom Plump Shot. So this is in the shade Blissful Buff, and I actually just got this about a month and a half ago, and it has become my #1 blush. It is a great color. It's very wearable, very neutral, but it really does give a little plumpness to my cheeks, and I do feel like they're a little bit filled out. I don't know if that's just a panacea effect or that's actually happening, but I really enjoy using this. So we're just gonna put some on, and using a bigger brush for the creams because I think it deposits a little bit better than my small complexion brush. And I do have another one, so we'll just put this on kind of lightly. But this is just, I've been so impressed by this. It's very wearable, very everyday. Definitely check this out. They have a whole line of blushes. So if you don't, you know, kind of like this color, then definitely check out some of the other ones. And then the other blush that I have been obsessed with all year is this one by Lawless. And this is Make Me Blush. And I have this one in Indian Summer. This has been my go-to blush. This also, like some of these other products, is just automatically packed. I travel a lot for my job, and I like to have the products that I really like with me that I don't have to be like, "Oh, is this not going to turn out okay?" These are the lock solid, you can't mess these up, great products that I think fit well on a lot of skin tones. So we're just going to kind of press the brush in here, and then even though we already have brush on, we're just going to put a little more blush on. Can you have too much? The answer is yes, but we're going to pretend like it's no. All right, so little combination. These colors are not that close in shade, but hopefully you can kind of see they just really, really work well. Next, we're gonna move into eyes. And by far and away, the palette that I used the most this year was this one by Natasha Denona. And this is their Golden Eye palette. This is expensive. I really struggled with the purchase on this one. And then once I got it, I was like, okay, well, we bought it. Let's see how it goes. And I use this almost every day for months. There is such a versatility in the eye looks that you can get with this. And if you have similar skin tone to me and like those warmer skin tones, then you'll love this. So you can see you've got a nice mix of some browns, you have some gold, you've got some shimmers, you've got mattes. So we're just gonna create a kind of simple eye look here. If you have this palette, I'll kind of tell you what we're gonna use. So we're gonna start out with Miko, which is this lightest, it's kind of a matte, sort of a matte. And we're just gonna put this in the inner corner of the eye on both sides. And this is just kind of a rough eye look. And then we're gonna go with, let's see, we're gonna go with Aria, which is right up here. And I'm gonna use this as my transition shade. And we're just gonna kind of window wash that one on and then bring it down to this outer corner. And we'll do that on the other side. Just kind of back and forth and then pull down. And then we're just gonna put a little bit in the outer corner just for some cohesion there. And then I think we'll use the shade Fizzy, which is this one in the corner here. It's got a really pretty shimmer. It almost looks like a wet shimmer. It's really nice. And we're just gonna put that right kind of on the center of the lid and see that right there. Simple, done. Really, really easy. All of these shades go together. Sometimes you get an eye palette and there's blues and browns and whites and you're like, I don't know what to put together. Every single one of these shades goes well together. This is a very kind of daytime look. You could definitely glam this up and you could go with kind of this log color. You could add a lot more shimmer onto it. You could kind of go for a darker base color. So lots of options with this one. And then the other product that I tried this year was the e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara in brown. This is absolutely the best mascara that I have tried in 2024. I love this one. This is going to be a tubing mascara. I have bought this 4 or 5 times already because you should replace it every 3 months. And I will put a video up there about how to apply mascara and all those things. So we're just going to kind of wiggle this back and forth. Just, kind of a simple day look for today. And then just right there. But yeah, this one is great. And it's easy to get off at the end of the night because it's a tubing mascara. Definitely check that one out. And that's really not expensive either. And then the other thing we're going to talk about is lips. And I am not a huge lipstick person. I am really more of a throw lip gloss on and kind of walk out the door. But if you are like me, then check out these. I actually got 4 shades in this. And this is the Ilia Lip Sketch. And this is a crayon pencil. It's not a lip pencil per se. It really just is easy to put on. So I'm going to show you because you really can't mess this up. Now they do have kind of some pink, neutral shades going up to bold reds. This one is earthen. It's kind of like a deep kind of like peach red color, but it just looks pretty. Okay, but this just really looks pretty. So you're just going to follow your lip contour and then just fill in everywhere. And then the bottom. That's it. It just, you just follow your lip contour. If you struggle with putting on lipstick and worrying about the corners, check this out. This will make you a lipstick fan. This made me a lipstick fan. The one thing is I do find these look a little matte. That is the goal that they're going for. So I add a gloss on top of these. By far, the lip gloss that I have loved in 2024 is this one by Polite Society. And this is Polite Pout, and this is in French Caramel. It smells amazing. It looks great. It goes with all of my lipsticks. I absolutely love this. So I'll just kind of show you. It's got a little bit of a brown hue. So we're just gonna put that directly on top of that Ilia lip sketch, and this just looks great. I just really love that. Okay, and then we're gonna finish up with two products that are hair products. I'm not a big hair person, you know, I find what works for my curls. If you have curly hair, you know what I mean, and I don't change. But I got a free sample of this Tresemme Flawless Curls, and I loved it so much. I now have one that travels with me. I have one in my house. I have one everywhere because this has been great for my curls. So it's not expensive. It doesn't have any silicones, so it's not going to dry out your hair if you have curly hair. Definitely check this one out. And then I find also too with curly hair, it can sometimes look very dry and kind of drab. So I always add a shine oil. A lot of them will have alcohol in them or fragrance, which is still not good for your hair. And this one by Nature Lab Tokyo is great. It's cruelty free and it just gives a nice shine to my curls. I love this one. I have bought this so many times. So thank you for joining me today. I tried so many products in 2024 and I really picked what I thought was the best of the best that you can walk out today and buy and you'll be happy with as well. I put all these products in the description box down below so you can easily link to these products. And I would love it if you would hit like if you enjoyed this video. Please hit subscribe and become part of the Beauty First in 10 family. I have so many videos planned for 2025 that I am so excited about. So I hope you'll join me and happy shopping.